The white man having sex with a goat. Now he's grabbing the goat by the head over there. Look at the white man now. He got a beard, he got two horns out of it. He's a white boy. Two horns sticking out of his head. What is his fantasy and his favorite pastime as the cameraman moves the camera over to the next page? There, hold it right there, get a good close-up of that. This is what you white men, this is what makes you happy. This is the thing that's going on Christopher Street down in the village. This is what went on in Pompeii. This is what the Greeks and the Romans contributed to history, you damn bald-headed skinheads, you Aryan race, you neo-Nazi, you scumbag, fag, Ku Klux Klanman. This is all your history that you've been looking for that you couldn't find. This is what the so-called white man contributed to civilization. This is it. Read it again, brother. Go back. And even the men did change their natural. Keep the camera on that. They love bestiality. Read that, brother.
Romans 1:27.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay. It says, and likewise also the men.
Oh, likewise also the men. Read.
Leaving the natural use of the woman.
Even the natural use of the woman. Read.
Burn in their lust, one towards another.
They burn in their lust not only towards one towards another, but towards goats, cows, dogs, cats, snakes, birds, fish. Hell, cockroaches would be big enough. Anything they can get their damn hands on. This is what they contribute. Read.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly.
What's unseemly? That a man would wrestle a goat. Wrestle a goat down to the ground and do something like this. Now, this segment of our show, I just want to show in front of this book again. For all you damn bastards at home, you so-called white people that are upset. The only thing I can tell you is drop dead. Because this is the errors in your antiquity. This is what you contributed to mankind, history. This is what you still follow today. This is why there's so many freaks and faggots and child molesters and crackheads and every other abomination among you today. This is what you bastards have created. And you call yourself a great people. Remember your errors and antiquities. With that, this is High Priest Yashiyah signing out for the real Jews are black. And we'll see you again real soon on tape 18. Oh yeah, by the way, Dr. Ben, drop dead. Bob Lowe, drop dead. And peace, love, and security and happiness to my people of Israel that wake up and find out the truth. With that, I'm going to say shalom.
Good evening. My name is High Priest Kazak, and we have a priest that's going to introduce himself that's working with me tonight from the Israeli School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Priest Zapawan.
Priest Zapawan. All right, we're here tonight at the Israeli School of Universal Practical Knowledge to bring forth more information and history of the so-called Negroes here in America and the Aboriginals that's located throughout North, South, and Central America, which are known in the Bible as the Hebrew Israelites. Tonight we're going to go back to the beginning of the Israelites in coming out of the land of the Chaldees, under the and going back to their forefathers, to the beginning of our nation. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the patriarchs of the nation of Israel. There's a lot of controversy among the so-called Negroes here in America concerning that they are from the descendants of the Hamites or the so-called African people. Tonight, we're going to shed light on this myth and this lie that we're Africans, and we're going to go straight to the source and to the facts. Number one, a lot of the scholars and a lot of the blacks throughout the world and that are historians and had a historical mentality tend to think that Abraham, which is known all over the East as a Hebrew, did not dwell in Egypt. Well, we know according to the Bible that he did dwell in Egypt. And not only the Bible states this, but other records, historical records such as the Josephus states that Abraham did dwell in Egypt. Now we know, according to history, that the Israelites began with 70 people, 70 souls that dwelled down into the land of Egypt. After the famine which took place in the Mesopotamia area, and what happened was a famine of food, and the 70 Israelites went down into Egypt after the selling of Joseph into Egypt. And Joseph was one of the patriarchs also that went down to establish himself in Egypt and became a great figure in Egypt in order for the Most High to deliver the Israelites.
He was during the time of Akhenaten.
Right. Joseph was during the time of King Akhenaten of Egypt.
Called Rohotep.
Right, which is called Rohotep. Okay? So we're gonna prove that Abraham, which is the father, one of our patriarchs, one of our forefathers, did dwell down in Egypt, out of the land of Chaldees. We're going to first go into the book called the Antiquities of the Jews, which means the ancient facts and records of the Jews, coming out of the book of the Josephus. And we're going to show you that a lot of the blacks that was all locked down on African centrism and trying to state that the Africans had such a high empire, and a lot of the blacks was worshiping Osiris, Omnipus. They're into Egyptology. They're into Nimrod. They're into the Egyptian way of life, these different gods and so forth. The god of the underworld and all this madness, the book of the dead and everything else that they're into dealing with Egyptology. And we know, according to the scriptures, that the Most High, the power of the heaven and earth, is a God of life. He's not a God of the dead. He's about life and serving Him. And the people that the Lord chose is the nation of Israel. So from this point on, we like to shed light on all these fallacies and myths about the African people, because we are not African. We're the Hebrew Israelites, the Negroes in America, the real Jews, and the other tribes that I mentioned earlier, scattered throughout North, South, and Central America, derived from the nation of Israel. So our forefathers, Abraham, we like to read about him going into Egypt, and he's going to shed light on what the Egyptians was all about. We're reading from the Antiquities of the Jews, chapter 7, and paragraph 2. Here's what Abraham had to say about the Egyptians once he went down there. Read.
For whereas the Egyptians were formerly addicted to different customs.
It was formerly addicted to different customs. The custom that the Egyptians was addicted to stems back to Nimrod, which set up the first kingdom, Nubia, and the other kingdoms of Nimrod, Babylon, that Nimrod set up. He was an ancient hunter. He come out of the seed of Cush. He was a so-called Ethiopian. So these deities came from Nimrod in the first Babylonian, Babylon, and Nubia, Babylonian Empire,